Yeah. Everybody, all right. Everybody got a beer. Everybody got a beer.
Cracking? We cracking?
Look.
No, let's crack it on the show. Let's crack it on the show.
Well, look, I can finish this one.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Don't threaten me with a good time, Jack. Come on.
Right. Yo, welcome to Beers and Bars,
your place for rapid fire hip hop discussion and, of course, great beer.
I am Kamal Kiddo.
OT the Golden Child. Thank y'all for checking out our last episode featuring our homie DJ Sparks. You know what I'm saying? Down in Houston. He was doing this thing on the show talking about H-Town. He was talking about the 627 food truck. So make sure if you're down there in the Houston area, you check that food truck out, follow them, find out where they're going to be at, get you some good grub, man.
Yeah.
We have... Listen, this is our... Okay, look. We've never had more than two guests at a time. So
I know, right?
right now...
It's a party right now.
It's a party right now, man. We I don't know if we want to do it individually, but what we can say is today we have the gentleman on the show from Hop Heads Brewery
in Atlanta, Georgia. Hop Heads Brewery.
However y'all want to introduce yourselves, y'all go ahead and let the people know who y'all are, man.
I'll jump in real quick just to get the ball rolling. What's going on, everybody? I'm Joe. I am the head of, I guess, marketing and community development and all that in regards to Hop Heads Brewery. I also develop most of the recipes that we brew. And yeah, ready to have this conversation, ready to get into it.
Word up.
Right on. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm Dwight Hosang. I'm the operating officer here, so I'm trying to get all our paperwork straight so we can launch within the next few months, man. So that's my role. I get the boring part. File taxes, submit paperwork.
Hey, you need that.
Gotta have it. You necessary, bro.
Gotta have it.
Legit.
Right.
And I'm Lance, and I am the director of research and development. I get to handle all the cool stuff with the equipment and a lot of things we need to try to produce the best quality beer that we can. And we're looking forward to putting it in people's hands real soon.
Right on. Along with talking to hip hop heads about their beginnings, why they started, just getting to know them, what they do out in Atlanta. We're also going to be talking about a topic that was, I guess, brought up to OT earlier this week. Oh, what is it, man? What's
it was
going
floating
on?
around, man, and I don't. It's not really a topic that I don't think hasn't been touched. I've heard this before. You know, people be trying to come at Lauryn. You can already see in my tone. People be trying to come at Lauryn. But no, I think this was posted. I think this might have been said on Twitter or Facebook. But anyway, the group or media group is called Spade TV. They posted it, and it said, well, the person who said it said that Lauryn Hill was not a legend. She just made a legendary album. Again, Lauryn Hill is not a legend. She just made a legendary album. So
agree, disagree.
Agreed. You got five gentlemen here who will
agree to disagree. Agree to disagree.
Right.
Yeah, man. But before we get into all that, we got to talk about beer first. This is Beers and Bars. So, you know what? Since I'm talking, I'll start. Joe, you run the page as far as IG and all that, right?
That's right.
You said that you guys dig. Is it IBW?
Say it one more time.
You said you guys, as far I think did you guys say that you liked Illuminated, or I don't know?
Yeah. We mess with Illuminated hard. Yeah.
Okay.
Love Illuminated. Love their juicy stuff over there.
Shout out Illuminated.
It makes its way down here every now and then. So yeah, we mess with them from Chicago.
So in honor of that, I have today from IBW their Fruit Creep.
Oh yes.
Come on, we making friends already, man. Double Dry Hop Double IPA. This I think is the second or third one I've had out my little 4-pack. And again, we rock with them as well. They've had us at the brewery in 2018, I believe. We kicked it with the head brewer, and it was just a good time. So shout out to IBW, man.
Yeah, that's a good brew right there. That's a good
really
choice.
Is.
Yeah, that's a good one right there. They got the Mandarina Bavaria hops in there. You know, I know that.
Yeah, man.
That's my joint.
This is the first time I've ever seen, honestly, a like this type of style brew with that particular hop. Like I was like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So
that's one of my favorite joints right there. Like you let the brothers tell it. Like I try to throw that hop into everything, Jack.
Yeah, we got it in a couple of our beers.
Hey, there we go.
Let me shoot it to one of y'all, man. Lance, go ahead, man. What you got?
All right, so actually, for my main dish, I'm sipping on one of our creations right here. This is Hopwilder. This is our double IPA, very malt forward, has a nice smooth double IPA finish, sits in at about 8.2%. And we actually brewed this probably about 2-3 months ago. And it's been, sitting, conditioning, getting a little smoother, a little more developed. And it's delicious right now.
Okay.
Right on, right on.
And I got a second beer that I'm gonna come back with, after I finish this one,
True.
I got one too. Go ahead. Whoever next.
I'll go.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead, Dwight. Go ahead.
No, I just got this empty. I put it in my glass over here, but I got this Hop Wave 15 from Equilibrium.
Okay.
We got some Enigma hops in there,
Write some of
Citra,
these down.
8.5%. Very delicious.
That's what's up, man. Come on, you gonna break out with something different?
So I was gonna pull out a hot butcher I had, but I don't know where it went.
Wow.
I think
find that.
I think my wife might have drank it. I'm not sure.
There it is.
So I'm gonna just chill with some Two Brothers Lager today, man. I'm gonna just chill with some Two Brothers Lager today.
Keep it nice and clean.
I had to pull out the Two Brothers. When I first started drinking craft beers, Two Brothers was definitely early in my journey. You know what I'm saying?
Where are they out of? They're out of Chicago?
Yeah, they
Warrenville, Illinois.
Yeah.
Okay.
Warrenville, Illinois.
Yeah, they pretty much distribute to all the you can get them joints in like almost any grocery store up here. Same for me, like when I first started on this journey, 2013, 2014, because you shopping for some turkey beef, and then like over there is like some beef. You shopping for whatever you shopping for. Yeah, I mean, and they right there. So yeah, man. Shout out to Two Brothers, man.
I got this joint right here. This is called Citra Patrol. It's a double IPA, dry hop with Citra. I mess with Citra pretty hard, so I'm about to jump this off. This joint sits at 8%. I never had it before, ever. So we about to experiment together.
Okay.
It already smells amazing.
Let's cheers it up, man. Cheers. We appreciate you guys for being on the show. You toasted it up real quick.
We're just glad to be here. We appreciate y'all.
Look at that shot, man. Cheers. Cheers.
Look at that.
All day. So come on, you kick it off wherever you want to kick it off at, man.
Hop Heads Brewery, man. How do you all, let me start with this. How do you all know each other? And how is it that you all decided to come together to venture into this venture?
Go ahead, Lance.
All right. So basically myself and Joe, we both went to Morehouse together. So him and I have been rocking hard since 1999. And then around 2005, Dwight entered the picture, and, we just became real good drinking buddies. We started our journey doing what we call the beer chase, like you're chasing down that beer that you've never had, right? Mm-hmm. And you're sitting there, you come together, we drink, we fellowship, we freestyled.
Hey,
no more.
Bring that back. Bring that back,
man. Nah.
The gears are rusty, dog. The gears are rusty, B.
See that? Y'all could have been Jay-Z by now. You kept going, man.
Yo.
So as we just, continually we're trying to track down beers and listening to new music, bringing stuff to the table, just like, man, like we really enjoyed those two components, like the unifying aspect of beer and music. It brings people together. Mm-hmm. And so then we actually talking shit one day was like, hey man, we could make beer. Let's make a beer. And one Christmas, Dwight's wife got him a homebrew kit. She's like, here's something for you and your little friends to do. And little did she know, that's where like all of our expendable income has gone ever since.
Oh, that's dope, man.
Yeah. And we're also all teachers. Like that's kind of the tie that binds right here. Like we all work at the same school.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah. Like I'm a classroom teacher. Lance runs the operations part of the school I'm at. And Dwight used to be the principal at the school I'm at. and then he went and opened another school or ran another school. So we're all in education. So we got 9 to 5s. Like this brewery thing ain't the full 9 to 5 yet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? But we'll get there eventually. But yeah, we're all in education.
Right on, right on.
That's
Wake
what's up, man.
everybody. That's what's up, man.
That's super dope, man. So Morehouse, huh?
Yeah.
Did you guys get your hands on I think Crown and Hops just did the HBCU joint. I don't know if you guys
I can't find it down here. I think you got to
Bro.
order.
Yeah, I was looking to see if they had some on Craft Beer Kings. So yeah, man. But that's dope though.
I saw it, but I haven't seen it in person yet.
Yeah.
I know folks who've gotten it, but I think everyone who's gotten it has ordered it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, but I heard it. Crown and Hops are doing some dope stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's the with this home brew kit, Dwight? What's how does that work? What's the process in that? Like so you have the kit itself. Go ahead.
Yeah. So all right. So basically, it's basically just a gallon of beer. So it came with what did it come? It came with a glass jug. It came with all the ingredients. It came with everything, just kind of like step by step, like a Betty Crocker mix type joint.
Right.
Right. So we get in the kitchen. I got one of my pots. We cooking in the house, and we messed up the beer, yo. We messed it up. Even though it had instructions, we messed it up.
Yeah.
So we can create this beer.
There were 2 instructions. They were literally 2 instructions. They was like
There was. But
no, but you know how it goes.
There was a big sack of what was it? Of what? Of primary sugar that we just left out.
Oh wow.
So we leave it out. Then we added in late, didn't add back any water. So when we made this beer, it was straight like alcoholic sugar, yo. It was mad sweet and thick.
Yeah.
When we did it the first time. So then Lance gets another one. And we do that one, it's a little bit better. And then we're like, Joe, buy your kit. Joe ain't buy his kit. We're like, what the hell? Joe, buy your kit. Joe ain't buy his kit. Joe said, all right, you know what? Forget buying a kit. Let's buy a whole bunch of beer and do market research. So we like to do this thing called market research day.
Mm-hmm.
Where whatever style of beer we're about to brew, we just buy a whole bunch of it. Different breweries, different even styles within it. So it might be your everyday IPA, it might be a double, it might be a juice, whatever it was. We just brought things together. And Joe's like, you know what? We like this flavor profile here. We're gonna make our first beer. And we did it through extract, so we didn't use full grain yet.
Right.
So we make this brew, and we invite people to taste it, and it's a hit. Like literally one hit a quitter. That joint right there.
What I have
It's sitting there for a while, so the color is not exactly the same.
Hopwilder. Mm-hmm.
So Hopwilder, we make first double IPA. People love it. Even non-beer drinkers drinking it.
Word.
And from there we just Joe gets in the lab. He keeps making different recipes, and now we got a whole brew. We have a unit tank. We got a 30-gallon brew bucket. We got we don't condition our beers anymore unless it's experimental. Any complete recipes, we're force carbonating our stuff.
Okay.
So yeah, man. So right back here, my wife gets mad when we spill beer and make the house stink for a couple of days.
Yeah.
Right back here in the basement. Yeah.
That was my next question. Who has the honor of where you guys brewing out of right now? So you guys are at your spot, Dwight. That's where you're doing all the.
It's because I have good friends, man. Because we started out at Lance's crib, and then my wife was like, "You're gone, 12 hours every time you're brewing. We got these 2 kids at the house. So can y'all come over here?" So we just do it here now.
That's what's up.
So as far as creating different flavors of beers, how does that work? As far as this is rare that we get to talk to people that actually brew, that actually do the actual brewing
and are in the position of you guys. You know what I'm saying? Like you guys are, about to launch and whatnot. So yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
So as far as switching up flavors and ingredients and things like that, what have you seen? Have you gone far enough where what flavor these hops will give you, what flavor this amount of hops will give you, like what makes it a double IPA versus a regular IPA.
Right.
Things like that. As far as, different flavors, how do you go about finding that out, experimenting with that? How do you go about that?
So the interesting thing about the beers we make is that one of the things we are intentional about is making sure that every beer we make, all three of us like. But the funny thing about that is all three of us have differing, flavor profiles. Like Lance likes super hoppy, earthy beers, like piney beers. Me and Dwight like more citrusy beers. We all love high gravity beers. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes,
so
sir. Yeah.
when we do our market research day and we lay out all these beers on the table, it's like 12, 15 beers, and some of them, and like most of them jokers be like 8+. You know what I'm talking about? So like end of the day, we're falling out the door. But like we rank every beer and we take notes on every beer we drink as we're drinking it, say, hey, we like this profile about this. This was too bitter. This was too sour. This didn't have enough fruit. This didn't have enough aroma. And we take notes on all that stuff. So then we come up with a consensus of like, yo, this is the beer we want to make because this is the one we agreed upon the most and it got the highest marks out of all that. So that's how we've been brewing our stuff, is like trying to look for a certain kind of flavor profile that like meshes with all of us. In terms of the different, flavors and different aromas, it really is like a kid with a chemistry set. You see what I'm saying? Like
I was gonna say, it's like science, man. You guys are scientists right now.
Yeah.
We have a particular recipe we have been trying to perfect, I think, for the past 6 months. And it's something that we just keep, we brew it, we taste it. Oh, that's mad good. It's not what we are going for. You see what I'm saying? Like we set out with a certain idea in our mind about what we want to do. And so we just start playing around with hops. And the thing about brewing beer is it's like making tea, except that when you, the flavor comes out depending on when you put the hops in during the boil, how much hops you put in, what order you put them in, how many hops you put in after the boil is done. And that gives you all the different flavor profiles and all that. So like you could take one hop out of a recipe and that could change the whole profile of the recipe and not change anything else, you see? So, I mean, that's really what it's coming down to. We just having fun and playing, man. And once we find something that works, we're like, that's the joint. So we got a double IPA that everybody loves. It's the Hopwilder. We got the West Coast IPA, which is called Victory Lap. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you dig that. We got the Belgian Triple, which is called Trap Music. All right. And that's a double entendre of like Trappist beer, the original, Belgian beer, Trappist beer, and obviously trap music. Yeah. And we
there you go. I see you come on.
That's fire. That's fire.
You know what I'm saying? And then we got this hazy New England IPA called Juice.
I saw that.
Yeah, and that's Juice the movie.
Yes.
You dig? So
fire.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, Bishop and Malik,
shout out to Bishop, man. Q.
Bishop, Q, Steele, Raheem.
Okay. So like we have some solid recipes that we've been working on and perfected and we're keeping as is. And then we got a stout coming, we got a wheat coming. So we're still in the lab, but we've been doing this for like 2 years trying to perfect these core recipes. So when we launch, we got some babies ready to go.
Hey,
even, real quick, Kamal, to your point, like what'll happen is if you take Victory Lap, for instance, our first iteration of Victory Lap, it had a super aggressive finish, which is kind of indicative of a West Coast IPA.
Yeah.
But we're like, we got to smooth this out a little bit. So we retooled it. Joe went back. We reduced the duration of a boil hop, added a kick in at the end during a dry hop stage, perfected it. And fortunately for us, it happened after the first go round. Yeah. Usually it doesn't happen like that. Usually you got to try a couple different ones and how much you do when and where.
That's that cloth talk.
And then one more thing I can add too is the craft beer community has been really, really, really helpful to us, man. Like everyone's been very welcoming. And I mean, we're learning, right? We're still, novices. The thing is that like we do have a gift, right? Where these things are coming out and we're getting really good feedback from professional brewers who are actually, this is their day-to-day job. And I mean, we continue to learn. Like we're learning about different yeasts, and if you ferment at a particular temperature, and how that's going to change, how that changes the flavor profile and things like that. And this is just like free advice where we're chopping it up and drinking and taking notes, sitting down with folks. So
Water chemistry.
Yeah, man.
Is there a preference when you all do launch completely with cans or bottles? Is there a preference between cans or bottles?
Yeah, I mean,
Cans.
Cans. Cans are cheaper.
True.
They're cheaper. But then our whole concept, I mean, we need our bottling is a piece of our entire concept. I'll let Joe handle that part.
Yeah, so like when you're looking at a can, right? Like can art is very important. Like you going into a spot and you're just looking to get something. You pull open that refrigerator, you know what I'm talking about, and you say, oh, I don't know that. What's that? That looks good. And so the can art is very important. And so you can't have that same presence on a bottle. Bottle art and can art, bottle label and can label are two different things. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to make sure that our can art is actually art that's rooted in hip hop, right? Oh. And so like, the four pillars of hip hop. You got the MC, you got the DJ, you got the graffiti artist, and you got the B-boy, right? And so our can art will incorporate that. And so like real hip hop heads know this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna have that there. In addition to that, and so this is where it goes in terms of space on the can. We're doing more than just selling beer. Like anybody can sell some beer. We're trying to make a cultural experience. And so when you crack open our beer, boom, you got the Hopwilder in your hand, boom, you're drinking your beer, boom. And then you notice on the can, oh snap, what's that on the can? It's a QR code. So all of our stuff is gonna have a QR code on it. You scan that with your phone and a playlist is gonna come up specifically curated for that beer. You dig what I'm saying?
That's fire!
Look, this is what I'm trying to explain to you. So
that's fire!
Lance got the Hopwilder. So if you were to scan, we already had the playlist already done up. That's on Spotify. You scan that Hopwilder playlist, you're going to get some hardcore early, mid-90s, late 90s hip-hop. We got Redman and Method Man. We got some, Black Rob in there because that's the feeling of the beer. It's not random. You drink it, you're like, oh, that's kind of hard. And it makes your head do like this. Yeah. And what song makes your head do like this and your face do like this? And so we make a playlist that brings that feeling.
Wow. That's the wave of the future. Next thing you tell me, we talk to y'all a year from now. You have launched in a whole hologram.
Look,
hologram.
Yo, that's fire though. That's
appreciate that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's just super awesome, man. I'm sitting listening to you guys, and I'm just like, the whole story is super inspiring, man. You know what I'm saying? Just like where y'all at right now. And, I love the whole idea of like, is it Market Day or what is it called?
Market Research
Marketing.
Bro, that's fire. So y'all just get together, drink a bunch of different beers and just try to, like take your notes and whatnot. But at the same time, it's very, that's, yeah, man. I'm feeling the whole vibe.
We're going to start like charging admission for people to participate in Market Research Day.
That's my next, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I want to
be an event. That's a whole event, right? That's a whole event.
Yo, no cap. That's a real thing. Like, we could actually do like, yo, we're about to try to create a new recipe. Everyone come to the brewery, Market Research Day. Yo, you just gave me an idea.
Whole event.
Yo,
that's what I was.
Look, these cats be breakdancing on Market Research.
That's what's up. Look at that entertainment.
You can't help it.
I ain't gonna lie to you, that actually did happen. That is not how.
I'm not lying.
When you're about 8 beers in and all the beers you drank were like 8%, what's left to do except break dance? You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask the question, man, because I think this is important. We're Beers and Bars, you know what I'm saying? We obviously have the marriage of hip hop and beer. What made you guys want to go that route of making that marriage between the two, of hip hop and beer? Like what made y'all want to go that route? Obviously, we've all listened to hip hop, we've all grew up on it, but what made you guys want to make that marriage for this brewery?
I think that's you got that, Dwight? Go ahead.
Sure. I mean, so we were playing with just trying to figure out. So if we were to, if you're fine, go ahead. If yeah, I'm sorry. If we were to do something, what do we all have in common, right? Mm-hmm. So the first thing was we were thinking about, we're all educated, so let's make that our theme. And this is, we kind of play with it, and we started looking around like, there's already 3 philosophers. There's already, there's already a schoolhouse. We're like, all right, that's a wrap. Like, people are taking that already. Mm-hmm. And one day we were just sitting there drinking, and we're like, yeah, we love hip hop. And everything just started clicking. Yeah. And it kind of just snowballed into, all right, we're gonna be Hip Hop Heads Brewery. This is what we're gonna do. Let's do the QR code. On our website, instead of having like, about us and beers that we have on tap, it's more like, who are our featured artists? Like, here's the intro. Like, we're gonna just curate everything around what terms that people that like hip hop are familiar with. Yeah, that's how we just came about. Go ahead, Lance.
And another piece of that is that for me, and I think it's pretty much for everyone, music literally is the timeline of your life. So if you're gonna say like, oh man, like I remember when the first time I heard "Feel So Good" by Twista, Chicago. There you go.
Come on, man, don't play with us. Don't do that.
Like, first time you know where you were when you heard that song, and you know that like you probably didn't really hear it before. You know when you heard Faux Pimp. Like, when you heard, all these
You
artists.
From Chicago, man?
He from Chicago. He from the crib, G. He from the crib. Go
ahead. So, yeah, like, it actually chronicles your life. And your tastes have changed during that time, but yet you still have a soft spot for that 8th grade dance, for that, whatever it was, that music actually penetrated that moment as well. And so to keep with it, even the bad music or the flash in the pan stuff, it still matters.
Yeah.
It was still hot for a moment.
Yeah.
Bring it all up. And I love that piece of it.
That's what's up, man.
Word. So you all started back in 2019 or 2018?
Probably, I think we made our first year January 2019.
Yeah.
Okay. And so you all have made it to this point. How has COVID affected what you all do, or has it slowed anything down, or you all are just keep testing, cranking stuff out?
I mean, and I'll say something and y'all can jump in. We haven't, because we don't have a brick and mortar yet.
Yeah.
We haven't been affected by it as much as other folks have. Like, because we're still home brewing, because we're still out here in beta phase, basically, like it's not, actually it's helped us, to be honest with you, because it's given us a lot more time to get into the lab and get into the booth and really make these things and create these styles. And also set up meetings with folks. Like, we just have a lot more time now than we didn't have prior to, just by the nature of what we do. So I think it hasn't messed with us in a negative way, but that's just how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No, definitely. It has been better because we do have, if you look at it, if you spend like an hour and a half getting ready and going to work and another hour and a half coming home from work, like that's 3 hours of your day that you're getting back. And we're able to use that time to brew more frequently. Right. We're able to say, hey, all right, we'll start the brewing process during the day, but like I have a lull during the middle. So in between meetings, I can build the hop schedule, like we're able to find these little pockets of time that aren't necessarily taken up by other things that happen if you were at a physical location for your job.
I'll also say we also learned some lessons, right? Like we've noticed a lot of folks, a lot of breweries have for real taken hits because the majority of their setup was interior. You know what I'm saying? And so as we start thinking about what our brick and mortar space is going to look like, we have to take into effect that this COVID thing ain't going nowhere no time soon. Right? This idea of social distancing, of wearing masks, of people being safe and hand sanitizer and all that, that's going to be around for a while. It's like we're post 9/11 again. You dig?
Yeah,
so like,
talk, man.
So we have to, it's caused us to think about our space and envision our space in a way that will make people feel comfortable but also still allow us to create the environment and the cultural experience that we want to create.
Right on, right on. When do you all plan to launch? Do you have a launch date right now?
So we have a whole strategy around this. So in terms of being able to launch, so we have to have state license. We have all types of licensing. So we have our federal approval. We submitted for the state approval. So we have that happening. We also have a potential collab beer that can launch pretty soon. So we're working on getting that out. So what we plan to do is we want to continue to create this buzz. So we'll continue our social media presence. We want to get this collab launched, push that really hard, and then we're hoping to get our contract situation all set up to launch by the end of this year. So hopefully we'll be on the shelves by the end of this year. Word. And also working on a couple of different investment opportunities so that we can have a brick and mortar, within a 2 years. So that's the plan right now. Just need to get all this paperwork done and be honest, it's a learning opportunity too. So some of the us being able to work from home and not get rid of our commutes and things like that. Like I submit paperwork and they be like, nah, it's wrong. You got to resubmit this. You got to do that. So I'm just we're just continuing to learn. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
And I thought some of the like for example our federal wholesale license, it came through pretty quickly, and we got an email. They said, hey, we want you to resubmit a couple of things. I want to get this done for you within a couple of weeks. And we know that with COVID, like sometimes some of the governmental stuff has slowed down. Yeah. And even in speaking with some of the our mentor breweries, they're like, yeah, it can take a little while, but for us, I don't know why, but things are moving a little bit faster, which is also fortunate. So so hopefully, man, by the end of the year, we can make it happen.
Okay.
Word up.
Hold on, Kamal. Before we go to, you finna go to Lauryn?
Go ahead.
Does anybody have a second beer they want to crack? Because I'm ready to go.
I'm ready.
Hey, you know what? I was about to do that very quietly, but
I don't know if y'all. I be tweaking. I be just throwing it back. Look, so big shout out to Revolution Brewing up here in Chicago, man. I'm gonna go a little more so traditional here with their. I hope I'm pronouncing this right. It's Bahafmet. It's a Bach beer, coming in at 6.6% alcohol volume. This joint is fire, man. I really gotta change my palate. If y'all never checked for the show, I consider myself what's the term, Kamal? Basic bitch IPA guy. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to coin, Joe. I'm trying to coin that term. Right. Get shirts made and all that. But yeah, man, I got a Bach here. You know what I'm saying? Going a little more traditional. Yeah, man.
Looks like me and Dwight about to crack the same.
That's a T-shirt. That's a bumper sticker.
That's right.
Bro, I might name a beer after you, dog. I'm not even
Basic bitch IPA guy. Yeah, man.
I think me and Dwight are about to crack the same beer over here. We have the Clown Shoes Leviathan Triple IPA sitting here at 10%. So
that's what I pull out.
You might want to ask them now because there's no telling what's going to happen at the bottom of this can.
Turn up.
Right. Early.
Play hard, play the whole.
That's a fact. Look, it's only 4:45 in Chicago. I think I'm gonna have a good night, man. I think so. Yeah.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Hip Hop Heads Brewery. Thank you for that. We're gonna move into the topic of the day.
Some hip hop, man.
Lauryn Hill.
Lauryn Hill is not a legend.
Lauryn Hill, is she a legend? Or did she just have a legendary album?
I don't want to start this off because I've said I'm biased already, so I don't know who has what side.
I'm gonna start it off.
There you go. Go ahead.
All right, go ahead.
But when OT first brought this to me, I'm like, I always thought she was a legend, but you know what? This person might have a point. Maybe she's not a legend. She's just carrying the weight she's just carrying, like, what else can she can't perform her songs the way they were originally recorded on her album because of some contractual. Do legends have contractual issues?
That's not her. That's not her point. There's literally no play in the
Joe came out the gate.
Yo, I wish I was host so I could just put him on mute. Can I get somebody make me the host?
Or I'm playing devil's advocate right now. I'm just trying to figure. I'm really trying to think about it. You know, she was in. You know, she got the movie Sister Act, one movie. You know, that's real popping though. That did illuminate her star quality. When you go back, or for at least for me, when I went back and listened to Unplugged, after the first like 3 or 4 songs, you getting the same melody, but the rest of the 25 other songs on it, it's like 30 tracks on that boy. You know what I'm saying? They all sound pretty similar, if we're gonna be fair. That's fair. Know what I'm saying? But then in preparation for this episode, you know, I try to think of those artists that had, first of all, I had to listen to the album again. And I don't know how old she was, but the ideas and heartfelt concepts.
I think she was born in 75. So I think she was 23 in 98, I think. But go ahead, continue.
Bruh, the depth on that album is pretty good. It's pretty good. It's pretty aware. You know, she's a good rapper. And she displayed her singing, which is fire. You know, D'Angelo, Mary J. I think John Legend is on the album. I think he's singing background on some of the stuff.
First joint, I think that was his first time on anybody's album.
Yeah. Carlos Santana.
There you go.
You know, I forget all the musicians. I mean, even and this is also to. Okay, let me go back. Let me slow down.
Wait, hold on. So your bias is coming out because you started off playing devil's advocate. Now you're just making her up. So.
Well, the thing is, I'm just saying, I'm going through the process of, is this a good is she just a one-hit wonder? Is she a one-album wonder? Or, you know, what does she have to carry her through her years? And really, this album is the project that's carrying her.
Not at all.
Not?
No. So here's the thing, man. Like, my response to that shit is, do you fools listen to music or do you just skim through it? You know what I mean? Like, so, all right. We got to realize that while her crescendo, like the culmination of her career was the Miseducation, you got to look at all the other works that took place before then. Because if you go back and listen to the score, you want to go back and listen to like Bars, Lauryn carries that album. If you Google Killing Me Softly now, you don't see Roberta Flack, you see Lauryn Hill.
Yep.
He made the song more popular. Okay, so let's go there. Let's also go ahead and add in, you know, some of the other works. All right, the song on the Love Jones soundtrack, Sweetest Thing I've Ever Known.
I ain't gotta go.
Come on, Chicago.
Just let Lance go. I'm good. I'm gonna go on mute.
I tried to explain it to you. This brother is passionate about bars. I'm trying to explain it to you.
Then let's not also Nas, If I Ruled the World, murderous hook, murderous. Song goes down the pantheon of greatest songs ever written. Then she also had the song with Bob Marley, Turn Your Lights Down Low. She also produced All That I Can Say by Mary J.
Mary J.
Blige.
Yes.
She's doing all these things. Like, yes, was her career shortened? Sure, but so was Biggie's, and we don't call him not a legend nonetheless.
Now, okay, so with that in mind, I'm trying to compare her her career to someone else who else have we called a legend who has had one official album, who is still alive. You know, Big, a lot of people I've heard, I'm not going to say a lot of people, but I just heard Chris Rock say that Big is not a legend, which kind of stunned me. You know what I'm saying? I would disagree, because those two albums he solidified. You know what I'm saying? But
You know what the problem is?
Okay,
Go ahead, come on.
But before let's stick with Lauryn for a little bit, right? She comes in as a hip hop artist and completely dominates the Grammys, right? And we know how those you know how those these Grammys, the Oscars, and things like that. We us as Black folks, we stay getting snubbed. We have like a love-hate relationship with those types of things, right?
Yeah,
and
I agree.
he does that, and they can't even you can't even categorize. Like, we categorize her as hip hop. She categorizes herself as hip hop. She's winning best R&B. She's getting they calling her pop. They don't know even how to categorize her. So thinking about the influence of a person. So let's take out how the longevity of her career, and let's think about the influence that she had on all these different people who come after her, and how hip hop is now solidly mainstream because of her, not only in the United States but worldwide. That don't happen without Lauryn. So whether or not you want to talk, and if she chooses to get out of this record label, run, industry or whatever, then that's on her. You can't have an issue with her choices.
Yeah.
That don't mean she didn't just come in here and just put her foot on people's necks and walked out of this joint this is mine.
True. That's true.
It's about influence. That's what makes her that's why you a legend.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
I have something to say, but I gotta say something after that.
I think the main issue when we look at the word legend is we almost make it synonymous with GOAT. Even though I think you can say that she's a GOAT or one of the GOATs, all something is, if it's legendary, is that it stands the test of time. And that's all a legend is, right? If a story is a legend, then that story is continuously told over and over and over again. Bo Jackson didn't have a great career because of the injury he had, but for what he did in a small time frame, we're going to keep talking about Bo Jackson as the two-sport athlete, his speed, his power, going through Brian Bosworth, you know what I'm saying, in the end zone. All that stuff is legendary. So when you think about 5 Grammys, when you think about an album that is the first album ever that's hip-hop that wins the best Grammy overall, best album overall, right? Yeah. Killing Them Softly, that's Lauryn Hill, right? Yeah, they did get the Q-Tip Beneath the Apple Bum beat, but when you think about that Fugees album, that song is what sticks out. Nothing Even Matters. What's the joint that's off that you mentioned, Lance? What's the joint off the soundtrack?
I've ever known.
These are songs, if you play them right now, you can't.
And she just had a song on the Queen and Slim.
Yeah, that joint was. Yep, she did,
and it was decent. Yeah.
My problem with the meme or whatever is that you can't separate the art and the artist because they are one and the same to me. That's my problem. So how is the album legendary, but she's not when she created it? You know what I mean?
Before you go, Lance, because I know Lance got.
No, that's gonna be real quick too.
Lance has been dreaming. No, Lance, it's never real quick with you. Shut up. So Kamal, you started this whole thing out talking about how Lauryn was a good, and this is what you said, a good hip hop artist, right? Yeah. I'm trying to figure out who's better, right? Now and I'm talking about commercial now, hip hop female artists. I can talk to you about some underground folks. We could talk about Rhapsody or whatever. We can do that. But who's better?
As far as a woman,
yes.
I don't think there's anybody that is better than L Boogie. So I personally don't find anyone in what she did in her time. There's nobody better than Lauryn Hill in my book. No one is out rapping Lauryn Hill. She's good. She's good.
Right. But if no one's better, then by definition you're the best. And then when people start talking about legendary, they equate that with the best, right?
Yes. Now, I agree that I have come after listening to her album again. I agree that what she did was what the project she put together is good. And I actually have a certain respect for artists that are able to make a project and just chill. You know what I'm saying? I like artists that are mysterious in that way. Like your Frank Oceans and your, artists like that, or your Jay Electronicas. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fan. I'm a fan of that artist that can do something like that. And still be relevant, still be heralded as good. I just really I really wish she was still active. You know what I'm saying? These other artists are still active. And when I went to see her with Nas, she was lackluster because of the reason, because she couldn't perform her songs the way they were originally intended. You know, when I hear artists like that I think I respect, like Robert Glasper, talk about sessions with Lauryn Hill and how she wasn't, it was kind of funny style in the studio. It's like, well, what's going on with this legendary? Is it just a project, or it's almost like her reputation around the industry isn't a favorable one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But like, think about it like Michael Jordan, right? Like Michael Jordan was a dickhead, right? But you watched the ESPN joint. You know what I'm saying? You watched the Last Dance.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan was a dickhead. There's no argument there. Everyone knows this. But you're also not going to argue the fact that the brother is the best player ever. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is the situation. So like, I hear you. That has nothing to do with the stuff she's putting on wax stuff. You feel me?
And that is true.
She put on wax. She's not. She's not. That's all. She's not working today. Is she? She's not.
You're right.
But actually, that goes
like, I could put on some Jordans right now. My man's is still relevant right now. You know what I'm saying?
Drake is singing because Lauryn sang first.
What?
That's my thing.
You know
man.
what? You're right about that. I agree. She definitely, helped make that marriage cool. More rapping and singing, being able to be a rapper and sing. Ooh. And it was probably more acceptable for Lauryn to do it. But yeah, Drake definitely, there'd be no Drake up.
Ja Rule did it after, you know what I'm saying? Like all them jokers in there was rapping and singing, you know what I'm saying? And she made that joint possible, for sure.
Legendary people do legendary things. And so it was a legendary album. It was produced or it was made by a legendary artist.
Lance, give me a bar. I need bars, Lance. Bars. Give me some verses, Lance.
One of my favorite ones would probably be on the Beast. Says conflicts with night sticks, illegal sales districts, handpicked lunatics keep politicians rich. Heretics pushing narcotics amongst his mist and amongst his frisk and risk. Cool clicks, throw bricks but seldom hit targets. What did she say? Oh, damn. I can't. He caught me on the spot right now.
It's all good.
I know. You got to be.
that was more than I could have done, and I like the score.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
It was the subliminal psychology that you use against me. If I lose control, will send me to the penitentiary, such as Alcatraz, or shot up like El Haj Malik Sabaz. High class gets bypassed while my ass gets harassed. And the fuzz tree bruz like their manhood never was. And if you get too powerful, you get bugged like Peter Tosh and Marley was.
What?
Come on, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, she's not a legend? She's not a legend?
Bruh.
Do that.
Come on, man.
You know what? It's almost like saying that she's not a legend doesn't take away from the fact that look, she's a legend. All right? She's a legend. She's a legend. But I'm just saying, for someone to say she's not a legend, that doesn't take away the fact that her work was good. Her work is and was good. She's just not active today.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She's not.
They got to say that.
But she hasn't, and it's more than being not active today. She hasn't been
I
active.
miss you, Lauryn.
Yeah.
You just say that.
She hasn't been active over almost.
Just say I miss you. Don't come at me. Just say I miss you, and I wish you would. You know.
Well, yeah.
I mean,
I definitely.
Fuck, man. She
But
got
I'm
us
not
singing at the top of our lungs when you listen to that Miseducation. I mean, it's singing.
so here's the
Yeah.
deal, right? Like, it's the thing. The same thing happened with Billie Holiday. So if you look at Billie Holiday's career, now granted she had more albums than Lauryn, but Billie Holiday went into some shit at the end of her life, but she was still recording and she was still performing. And everybody was like, what's happening with Billie? Like, Billie's not doing her shit, but no one's going to sit up here and say that Billie wasn't legendary. You know what I'm saying? Like, but she was going through some stuff and it changed her career to the point where obviously, you know, she passed away because of it. But there's still the correlation of she did some dope shit when she was dope and then she went into some other shit. And then she wasn't able to do what she used to do. I mean, that's where Lauryn is. Lauryn is in a contractual situation. She was with the Marleys, and Marleys fucked her up. And, you know, and then whatever else, depression, whoever else knows. I don't know.
Yeah.
Smoking cigarettes, who knows?
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of that, make sure y'all watch that new. I think it's a new Billie Holiday doc that just aired on Hulu.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for that drop. That's
Yeah,
that's tonight. That's tonight then. Hell yeah.
Yes.
There we go.
Yeah.
No.
Hey man, before we get out of here, man, what do y'all want to say to the people, man? Like you know, we gonna give the floor to y'all, man. What the people need to know about what y'all got going on, man? What's up?
I mean, I would just say check us out, Hip Hop Heads Brewery on IG. Keep an eye out. We're going to be doing some really big things really soon. If you're in Atlanta, holler at us. We do a lot of pop-up events. And we're trying to change the game, to be honest with you. You go to a regular brewery, all you do is drink beer. There's nothing else besides beer. We're trying to change the craft brewery scene where we are giving you a beer experience and a musical experience at the exact same time.
Word up. Word up.
So when y'all look, I gotta keep going. I'm sorry. Just one more question. When y'all actually do, let's say, launch the brewery and whatnot, you guys are gonna be, man, that's gonna be fire, G. Y'all gonna have, you know, mostly hip hop playing and whatnot, and it's gonna, man, G.
Yeah. So let me hop in here. So this whole concept is just like I said, we're trying to live and breathe hip hop and beer, right? Mm-hmm. So when we're, you know, this is all. We're still a brewery in planning, so we don't have anything solidified necessarily, but here are the things that we're playing with. In Atlanta, there's a bunch of hip hop festivals. We want to be the premier beer at these hip hop, one music fest, all these hip hop, you know, these festivals. We want to one day have our own damn festival. Why can't we do it? You know what I'm saying? And then when it comes to our space, you know, Atlanta has a lot of, you know, creative folks. We want to have, you know, art represented. We want to there's trap yoga that they do pop-ups. Why not do a pop-up at the brewery? There's open mic nights, poetry nights. Like, we're trying to just do things around that that speak to the culture and also just involve that great beer and introduce beer to, you know, to people who say, you know, I don't really like beer, but I want to just say, hey, I don't really like beer that much, but you know, that Hopwilder,
hey.
That's my joint. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And we've gotten feedback like that too. I don't like beer. You gonna like this one? Just have a taste. They're like, no, right, it's not that bad. Except for my wife, she don't like none of our beer.
Come on, Beers and Bars, man.
Beers and Bars, Hip Hop Heads Brew. We thank you guys. Thank you guys.
Pleasure, yo.
Our pleasure, man.
Yes,
Y'all come down to Atlanta. Y'all come down to Atlanta. Holla at us for real.
Absolutely.